When we link with my G's, and you know it's a celebration, yeah.
What's good, my peeps? Welcome back to JP Sports TV. If you're new, press that subscribe button. Now, I saw a little debate online from True Geordie, a guy's channel who I do watch and that I do appreciate. But I saw a little clip of basically them comparing Jose Mourinho and Pep Guardiola.
When I look at Pep Guardiola's legacy, it's fantastic. But is any of it as impressive as what Mourinho did at Porto in Inter?
Definitely not.
For me.
Definitely not. Who is a better manager? Just A or B? No caveats, nothing else.
You can't
The answer for me is simply Mourinho. Simply Mourinho because Mourinho did it with that Porto team.
All of them basically said that Jose Mourinho is purely a better manager than Pep because of what he achieved at Porto, because Jose Mourinho winning the Champions League with Porto. I couldn't believe such blasphemy came out of their mouths, bruv. And for me anyways, Pep, for me, will end up becoming the greatest manager in football history. And not only is he a great manager, he's also a great coach. Jose Mourinho, he's a winner. He's won a lot. You get me? And what he got out of teams, the Inter Milan treble and winning the Champions League with Porto is obviously historic. But to me, it doesn't come close to Pep winning the Champions League with Barcelona. Before debating, do you actually study? Do you actually know what Pep actually done with that Barcelona team? When Pep took over Barcelona weren't the La Liga champions. And what Pep was the Barcelona B team's coach. So Pep had no managerial experience at the top level. He was a great player, a legend for Barcelona, but he had no history as a coach or a manager before taking over the first team. And what he achieved in his first season was not something at the time anyone expected. No one believed Pep would join Barcelona, will get promoted from the B team to the A team, and then go and win the Champions League, La Liga, Copa del Rey, winning the treble. No one expected that. And Pep made some bold decisions. At that time, a lot of people were talking about how he had Xavi and Iniesta there. But Iniesta was kind of in and out of Barcelona squads, you get me, for a long time. He wasn't always a regular, and Busquets, Pep bought him from the B team. Pedro, Pep bought him from the B team. These men are not players that, Busquets and Pedro, no one knew how good they were before Pep took over the Barcelona team. So, because they later on became world-class talents, people tend to forget that these men were not world-class talent from the get-go. They became world-class under Pep's leadership. And that's because Pep created, I know the philosophy existed, La Masia or Barcelona are all educated to play a certain way. This comes from the Johan Cruyff teachings and whatnot. But Pep Guardiola actually brought that into first-team football. And the way that Barca team dominated was just unreal. No one had ever seen something like this before. And he won the treble, playing the most fascinating football that we haven't seen for a long time. This was the first time. These men are coming up against the Man Uniteds. Yeah, at the time who were great Man United teams. We're talking about the Rio Ferdinand, the Vidic, the Wayne Rooney. They had the Cristiano Ronaldo, Paul Scholes, Ryan Giggs. This is a great Man United team. And Barcelona played them off the park. And this was the first time a Barca team has done this like that. They had won the Champions League before, obviously Ronaldinho, Eto'o and whatnot. But it wasn't this dominance. A bunch of small players, tiki-taka, passing around athletes like they weren't even there. And for me, that's a bigger achievement because people only remembering Pep. Because Pep only managed top world-class teams, people tend to discredit that he had to create that Barcelona team to play that way and to win what he won there. People are failing to understand that. And he went to do it twice in the Champions League. Twice. The second time was even a joke at Wembley. Barcelona played them off the park. So, but I feel like people are discrediting. Jose Mourinho, of course, is a great manager and one of the greatest managers in history. But he's basically a winner. And the difference between Jose Mourinho and Pep for me is Pep Guardiola is philosophy. It's there's an identity in the style of play. With Jose Mourinho's style, there's been teams where he's gone at and won, and some people are still iffy about how he won, you know. Ultimately, of course, fans are going to be happy when the trophy is handed, but the football just wasn't entertaining. That's the difference. And that's why, for me, you cannot say Jose Mourinho is a better manager than Pep, because based on what he achieved just at Porto, it's unfair. It's not like Pep Guardiola knew he would go to Barcelona first team as his first main job as a manager. You know, he just had that luck. Jose, who'd studied at Barcelona and all of these things, ended up going Porto as his first biggest job, and he done well there. And then that led him to going to Chelsea. Frank Lampard, for example, went to Derby one season and he went straight to Chelsea. He went to manage Chelsea. But what happened there? It shows you it's not easy. And Frank Lampard was allowed to spend as much as he wanted, especially in his second season. He bought a bunch of world-class players, but no one knew the idea. We knew that he wanted to kind of play the possession football, but it just didn't connect. There was no chemistry, and it just shows how hard it is to manage just a bunch of world-class players together. And Pep has managed to do that everywhere he's gone, and he's won everywhere he's gone. It's easy for people to say he gets given money to spend, and then at the end, it's expected that he wins his trophies, and he's going to the best teams in each league. It's not his fault that he's a great coach. It's not his fault. It's not his fault that in his first main job he managed to win a treble. And it's not just because of that everyone's taking Pep. Pep's not the only one that's won trophies in history. You know, you got someone like Ancelotti, who managed great Milan sides, won 3 Champions League. Ancelotti. Remember that. I think he's the first manager to win 3 Champions Leagues. He's at Everton right now. And with Ancelotti, it's kind of, he tries to play the good way, but he also can be defensive. But with Pep, everyone knows it's dictating that ball. Like, owners want him because of entertainment purposes. Bayern didn't want him to go. He didn't win the Champions League there. But Bayern Munich did not want Pep to leave, because they could see that what this guy is doing is unbelievable. World-class players are saying he has changed the way I see football. Thierry Henry, my favourite player, the reason I support Arsenal. He said it. Pep made him see football differently at 29 years of age. And this is a Thierry Henry who won everything but the Champions League. But when he went to Barcelona and ended up winning that Champions League, guess what? Under the Pep Guardiola side. Like, and it's not easy. The greatest footballer ever for me, who's Lionel Messi, we've seen he managed to win the treble, of course, with Luis Enrique. Another historic moment for Barcelona. But he said it himself, Pep Guardiola he said he bigged up Enrique as well. But he said Pep's definitely number one coach, because he said Pep would he would basically tell you how the game's going to go and how they're going to win it. You know, sometimes Man City don't win because they don't score. That's the difference between City and most teams around the world. City will dominate the game, they will have chances. Now, it's down to players not taking the chances. That's why Pep, for me, is a great manager. And that's why, for me, I feel like he will end up being the greatest manager in history. Because wherever he goes, he's going to remain with that philosophy. He's already achieved so much in a short period of time that only great clubs are going to want Pep. Why would Pep want to go to a team that is shit to show that he can do this thing? Bielsa at Leeds, he's got that possession, attacking mentality. But guess what? He hasn't got the world-class players. So that's why Leeds United are not going to win the Premier League. You know? Because Leeds United do not spend money. And today's world, you cannot win titles without winning. You can't win titles without having world-class players. And going back to the Jose Mourinho winning at Porto, if we're gonna base history classing someone as much greater than someone based on a miracle that he's achieved in one season, then it means that my man that won the title for Leicester should be one of the greatest managers in history, because what he achieved winning that title of Leicester is something that probably will never happen again. But football don't work just on one season wonders. And like I said, I'm not comparing my man to Jose Mourinho, because Mourinho has won 2 Champions League. He has won league titles in everywhere he's been. I know that. But I'm just saying, these guys were saying, based on just what he achieved at Porto, he's a better manager than Pep. And that's where I just strongly disagree. For me, Pep Guardiola, it's not just the titles. That's what people need to understand. It is the way that he manages, the way that he sets up his team, the philosophy, and the wins, and the titles. What he's even done in England is something that's never been done. He's broken the points record in Premier League history. Like, he's won the Prem twice. Yeah, and he's about to win another one this season, I believe. He's won this Carabao Cup every single year. Like it's guaranteed. He managed to win all the cups in England. Like, year in, year out. He wins. And not only that, his teams has dominated. That Liverpool team that competed with City were like just unreal that they even compete with City like that. But look at the difference from basically Man City and Liverpool and the rest of the league. It's because Pep brought that dominance, and Klopp, being a great manager as well, has kind of gone neck to neck with Pep. And Klopp has seen how hard it is to win a title with Man City in your league. So it is not easy. So people need to give Pep his respect. Leave all that he gets given money to buy whoever he wants. It doesn't matter. A lot of managers are given money to buy who they want and don't achieve what he does. And that is facts. And guess what? They end up losing their jobs. Pep Guardiola has never been sacked. He's never been sacked. He went Bayern expecting to win the Champions League. He didn't. But like I told you, the owners just thought, wow, what this guy is doing is a madness. Every game we're playing in Bundesliga, we're dominating. Champions League, there's a bit of luck. You can say there's a bit of luck. You know, last season, Sterling takes his chance. City will go through. You know, there's a little bit of different. It's just down to finishing. With Pep teams, it's mainly down to finishing. Of course, there's the games where they may just not be on it, where the defense is just absolutely diabolical and then they get popped. But this is rare. That's the point. And people today just have too much opinion on social media, and that's the thing. And they're always gonna say he's managed top world class teams, but that's because he's the world class manager. Jose Mourinho wants to manage only world class teams. Tottenham was basically a way of him to regain his reputation, because he has been sacked and sacked and sacked. Like, he's lost this past decade. You know, when he joined Chelsea, that first decade, Mourinho was a great competitor, and he was handed everything he wanted. He was buying players left, right, centre. Chelsea was spending non-stop. But when he stopped winning, now the owner said the football is not nice. Like, we're not winning and the football is not nice. But with Pep, you're expected to play beautiful football and you're expected to win. It may not be the Champions League, and when you look in history, Sir Alex Ferguson has only won 2 Champions League, and a lot of people say he's the greatest manager in history. Pep has got his 2 Champions Leagues as well, and Pep has won a lot of titles. Like, his record is impeccable, and for me, he will be the greatest manager in history.